Well, here's your host, Tom Dirato.
Well, hello again and welcome to the Pat Jones Show. Cowboys now 3-1 on the year after a 27-22 win over TCU this past weekend. And Pat, not only are the Cowboys 3-1, but you are now the all-time winningest coach at Oklahoma State. Your 59th career victory. Congratulations.
Well, thank you, Tom. I'm just happy you smiled in the intro. No, like we had said to the media up there after the ball game yesterday, that has really never meant a great deal to me, and it really doesn't now. You're so wrapped up in what you're doing, and with the win over TCU, which we feel very fortunate about, in the short week coming into Nebraska, you really don't have time to think about any of these sorts of things. But I certainly at some point in time you will. The squad was nice enough to give me a game ball yesterday, but like I was trying to relay, I feel much better about the win for the reasons of because of freshman quarterback Tony Jones and some of these guys that are emerging and what this win can possibly do to us down the line than what it has meant to me personally, because that just all gets hung up in the wash. But certainly we're fortunate to win, I think, against a well-prepared and well-coached TCU club.
Well, if you like a game of big plays, sit back and relax. We've got first half highlights coming up after this timeout.
I first got a
Well, welcome back to the Pat Jones Show. And Pat, a nice day at Lewis Field. A little windy, but I think a big crowd, great atmosphere.
Had a good crowd. I'm very pleased with the way the crowd responded and how much they got after it. The wind was a little bit of a factor. TCU had won the toss and elected to defer, kick the ball through the end zone. Certainly they wanted to put our offensive unit out. Again, we started Tony Jones. Never did get much out of the trap all day long. Their linebackers were sitting in there on it, which we kind of thought, and they're pretty good at linebacker. Now, Tony comes back and throws this nice throw and catch to Rafael Denson. But Tony, this was very encouraging because we thought he has been poised, acted like he's been a poised youngster ever since he entered the program, which has only been about a month ago now. But he's sitting in here and throwing this, and we're asking him to do some things. We're not being totally guarded and keeping him under wraps there. We're letting him throw the ball backed up. He threw it in to Denson, who makes a nice catch and run, and TCU is continuing to play hard. Boogie Johnson almost came out of that day. He had hit the ground, although it's a little bit not real fond of that sort of thing. But the thing that we really need to do with our tailbacks is get them to start breaking a few tackles. I think they will as things start to unfold. Now, there's David Thompson, the true freshman at tailback. TCU defended the option part of the thing reasonably well, particularly in the early going. Scott Tyner, who had a marvelous day kicking the football, both punting. I think every time, either with the wind or against the wind, he kicked the ball off into the end zone. You can see TCU and they're going to hit a pass here. We almost had a safety right there. Max Nockey, their quarterback, really took a pounding and ultimately does have to leave the ball game. But you got to give them credit. They did hack out a couple of first downs down in here. I thought defensively we played well. Really, the best thing I think defensively we did was not let them have a real big play. They hit the little roll pass here. Nockey did a good job. Our underneath coverage, in all honesty, didn't do a great job. Here's the fumble right here that popped right into Gilden's hands that he almost ran in. It looked like he had a shot to run it in. Scott Harmon, I think, is the free safety, is going to cause the fumble.
On the ball, right.
Here they run the ball inside. You can see here comes somebody missed Harmon right there. Good tackler, jumped right into Gilden's hands. Jason, who has got running ability, had played tight end some at Altus High School, got loose downside. It's a good job on our part of not trying to clip or anything. Get off down there. Now we're going to turn right around and throw a pass off the option action. Right here, he throws the post into Denson, touchdown. So a good execution. This is a little bit different for Tony, something we have inserted to take advantage of the option and things people might do against as far as running the free safety hard in the alley. Now you get inside the post and he lays it out there nicely, and we do. Denson makes the catch. And again, Lawson Vaughn comes in and kicks the extra point. Oklahoma State is ahead 7-0.
You like coming back right after that turnover, getting the score.
We had talked about trying to throw that particular route early on as much as need to try to get the free safety off our back a little bit. He still continued to show up, but we did at least send a sign that we've got that in. They try to throw deep. We do a good job. Again, I thought defensively, best thing we did, other than continue to play hard really throughout the course of the afternoon, was really not ever give up a deep ball.
He took a shot.
Yes, he took a shot, and you got to still give them credit, and particularly Nockey, for coming out and being able to execute these sorts of things. They pester you more than they tend to really alarm you. They've got a pretty good little package out of the draw. Richie Ainsley blasted him right there. You can see them running some motion coming out here on this, and this is a great job of getting that ball away under a lot of pressure. So they've driven the ball down on our end of the field. He comes. That was actually a busted play right there. And Norman Williams and let's say somebody else, Gilden or Burns is around him right here, throwing for a loss. Certainly you don't want him to play on your end of the field because the odds are liable to get you at some point. Overthrew that one. They come right back and take another shot at it. We had, by and large, pretty good pressure on him. We didn't sack because they got off 65 passes. Now they come in, kick the field goal, so Oklahoma State is still ahead of TCU 7-3.
Coach, they stiffened the defense. Really stiffened when they had to most of the afternoon.
Oh, I think us defense. We still have not given up a rushing touchdown in 4 ball games, which is encouraging. This is a nice throw off the sprint out pass to Shannon Culver. Again, I thought Culver and Denson both had good days on the outside. I thought Tony did a good job getting away from him. This is one thing, again, that Tony brings to the table is just his escapability. He, if somebody does get turned loose or pressure, he has the ability. We'll see a little bit of this here off of play action. He comes back, keeps his poise pretty good. Now he senses the rush coming on, has got enough athletic ability to avoid the rush and step outside, throws it to Boogie Johnson, who had a nice little day receiving the ball himself. So we continue to pick up a first down. But our 2 tailbacks, Boogie Johnson and David Thompson, both combined for, I think, about 100 and something yards run. Did not get much out of the fullback because TCU had it well played. We turn around now and run the reverse, wide receiver reverse to Shannon Culver, who does a nice job of slashing up the field and getting the first down. We're on the TCU side of the field. Tony, good execution. Probably should have hit a little bit quicker. But Culver gets around. We tried to run another reverse later on in the ball game of Denson. Didn't get much out of it. But Culver did a nice job. I thought that was one of his better ball games. And we did get the ball to him several times. At the end of the first quarter, Oklahoma State is ahead 7-3. This was a little bit scary here. Fred Thompson, number 4, our receiver, did a great job once that ball got tipped of going up for it strong and knocking it away. We threw the quick one out there to Denson. They had this covered pretty well. Tony comes out. This is a nice job of Boogie Johnson right here catching the ball. So he had several catches and moves that were very, very crucial. There's one in the latter stages of the game which is very crucial. This one here was too.
Now.
Again, Tony has got a quick delivery and a good quick arm. Good job of Boogie avoiding their tacklers, coming out and getting some extra yardage right here. But if I think sometimes the perception of Tony is that he's just a runner and a slinger, but he's not. He's got some capacities. We stalled. Lawson Vaughn comes in, kicks it through. Oklahoma State ahead of TCU now 10-3. They've got it. Here's a turnover. No, that's not it. I'm sorry. Right in here. We never really gave up a heck of a lot in the running game to them.
Good play by Burns here.
Good play by Burns. Burns, his big deal is really not playing the underneath pass routes. I think he's still raw in that regard. We got out of position a little bit later, but now if people want just to incense and just kind of hammer away at him, he's going to show up a bunch. Good job, Gilden. We stop him. Now TCU is forced to punt. Harmon, is this the return right
sure
here? Harmon we're using really in place of Delvin Miles, who did not play, but this is really a nice return by Scotty Harmon. I wasn't so sure that he was not going to get loose and go score. We've got the ball certainly now deep down in their territory. Come in, good job, Scott Harmon. Harmon has been a good kick returner over the course of his career. We have tried to take away some of the pressures off of him with the kicking games, but he's probably as sure-handed as we've got in his ability to make some people miss. He's not going to ultimately outrun a whole lot of people in the open field, but he can zigzag around and, again, make people miss him, and he's very sure-handed. He's a good, solid kick returner. Here's Tony Jones back to throw. Good job here, again, to Shannon Culver. Good job of Culver getting up the field, not getting knocked around. David Thompson, 28, had, I think, 55 yards rushing. Made a first down there. Now we've got to get to where we run through those little tackles like that. Mark Spatz, who had a good ball game, running behind Mike Butler. Butler, 75. See him getting a good block there. We thought really had a good ball game. Butler, with what we're doing, has kind of become the senior citizen, really, of that offensive line, because we started, Tom, Derek Lynon, the true freshman from Amarillo, at the left tackle position. Alan Orts started. We kicked the field goal. Go ahead, 13-3. Alan Orts at the one guard position. Matt Joe still got some playing time. Scott Hall got some playing time. They bounced that one around a little bit. But we're rolling some guys around here. Here's nice David Thompson again on the sprint draw. Good job, David. David has got a little bit more burst maybe than some of what else we've got at tailback.
Quick to the hole?
Yeah, he is. His feet are a little bit quicker. I think we just need repetitions there. He has been a little bit injury prone in the early part of his career. How much of a pounding he can take is probably what remains to be seen. Tyner comes in and kicks the ball into the end zone, but
Now you're going to get down here.
okay, yeah, this is extremely late in the half. There you can see them take a clock play. They try to throw the fade here. Good job, Cleavon Williams, of knocking that ball out of his hand. It's extremely late at the end of the half at this point in time. They come out, this is a repeat. Naki makes a good throw. You can see this ball is well thrown. It's a good job, cornerback, of staying with him and knocking that ball away from him. Good job by Cleavon Williams. Now they come out and try to throw it the other way and overthrow the fade. So now they've driven down there. TCU is forced to kick a field goal extremely late in the half. Oklahoma State goes in with a touchdown lead at 13-6.
Heck of a close game, and as the teams go to the dressing room, both coaches probably saying the same thing. We got a chance to win this one.
Oh, I think they felt this way, and certainly we had a lead and felt fortunate for that, but certainly, yeah, both clubs had a chance.
Well, 13-6 at halftime, and we've got a lot more highlights in the second half. Stay with us. We'll return to the Pat Jones Show in a moment.
I would rather buy a ticket to see Keith Burns play than to play against him.
Call the OSU ticket office and purchase your tickets to see.
Cowboys leading at 13-6 at halftime, and the turnovers come fast and furious early in the second half.
Well, again, there were not. I think they had 3 and we had 2 for the entire afternoon. In all areas, they were certainly very, very telling and very, very important, which most ball games are dictated by turnovers or lack of. There has been an exchange of punts here. They come out, TCU, run the ball, Gilden, and here's the same play coming up again. They try to run the little draw play to Oglesby, and it gets bounced outside. Gilden just knocks the ball out. Scotty Harmon's going to recover. We've got it down on their end of the field and need to capitalize on it here. Tony Jones comes out on the option. Again, TCU did a nice job of defending it. Tony did a pretty good job of not panicking on it and got out there and got what he could. Come out now and throws on the sprint out. Good job by Shannon Culver. Again, this was a first down to the 15-yard line. Turn around and pitch the ball to Boogie Johnson. This is a nice determined run. Yeah, it is. Tough, which is very much needed right in here, again, as far as setting a good tone with our tailbacks and slashing up. I thought there was really a little cut up inside right there that he didn't hit, but now we come out and run the option down on the goal line. Tony Jones gets into the end zone. Nice determined run. Good job of execution there. And in Oklahoma State is this same play, repeated same play. Joe Jefferson is in fullback. Gets Tony ducks up inside and literally outruns a couple of people here. Gets into the corner of the end zone, but we didn't really run the option as much as probably some people would have thought, but we ran this one in for a touchdown. We threw a touchdown pass off of the action, and later on we're going to see a very crucial run on a third down play. So now we're ahead 20-6 and appear that we've got some control over the ballgame because we're playing pretty well defensively. We had the feeling that if we gave them a long way to go, it would be awfully hard. Now they have driven the ball back down the field. This is probably maybe the biggest play in the ballgame. They have driven the ball down the field. I think that was a third down play. They try to throw it in there. The ball gets deflected up in the air. Charles Verner, number 35, intercepts it, runs it back 90 yards, 95 yards, or whatever it was. Here's the same play again, which I think tied the record for the longest interception return in Oklahoma State history. Rod Brown, who was a strong safety, All-American strong safety for us several years ago, returned one, I believe it's in the 84 season, that long. But Verner is a guy that we're really proud of. In fact, that he has remained in this program. He was a starter back a couple of years ago, probably a little bit too early. And then he's actually already gotten his undergraduate degree and is elected to take his 5th year, do graduate work. Is really made a big play at Tulsa. Makes the big play here. I thought this and the third down run that we're going to see later on were probably the 2 biggest plays during the course of the ball game. But again, we had given TCU a long way to go, and they did, but the percentages caught up with them.
Breathing room now a little bit.
A little bit. You would think we would and should really have the game under control, but as well as they can throw and catch it, as much of that as they were doing, you really never felt extremely comfortable about that. Now, TCU has driven down here and has got the ball first. That's actually, I think, a second down or a play. This is a 2-point try here. They come out and try to run a flood overthrow. That was a big play right there. So now Oklahoma State is ahead 27-12.
We moved.
All right, we moved and get the ball back down there. Now, this was the only thing that Tony, I didn't think, did a good job on this particular play of bobbling the ball. Now, TCU comes back down, tries to hit a couple of fades, does not get it done, comes out and tries to run a draw play, and we're all over it. So now they come back and we do stiffen again, the same play on the draw.
Nice stand here.
Yeah, it is. It's a good stand. Gilden takes a shot at him. We miss him a couple of times, but Norman Williams, 90, and a number of other guys around the ball. So now at the start of the fourth quarter, we've still got the lead, and TCU has kicked a field goal. And I won't say command of the game is not the right word to use. So here they come back. Gilden, good job, good pressure by Jason Gilden right there. So we force another field goal out of TCU. So we've held it's 27-15 with all the fourth quarter left. So now we got to do something.
Now
we've driven down the field, and here this was a nice drive that we had gotten going. We really could have iced the game right here. We mishandled the pitch. They come out and drive back down the field. This was a third down play. They throw the slant off, so now it's 27-22 with quite a bit of time left.
But this is the drive.
This is a big drive here. Run the sweep. Boogie Johnson has a big third down play fixing to happen right here, best I remember. I'm sorry. Okay, Tony comes out. Nice job here throwing the ball on the flood route to Boogie Johnson. The tailback, big first down play here. Nice execution, nice throw, nice catch. Good job of Tony and Boogie. Here again, you got a second-year freshman and a true freshman coming out here throwing it in. And when you got to have it, if we have to surrender the ball back to them, I assure you it is going to be hold on to your hat all the way. TCU had gotten a little bit of momentum going as well as they were throwing and catching. That would have really gotten more than just interesting. Good job here of Boogie Johnson. I thought there was a couple of runs in here by Boogie, okay, that really we have to protect the ball. They know we're going to run it. We know we're going to run it. Turn around and pitch it here.
Just missed the first down.
Oh, yeah, now we were just inches short of that. We sneak it. Go ahead and make it. Might not have been quite the smartest thing to do on my part. I wish they hadn't run those chains out there. We make one first down now that they have no timeouts left. We can kill the clock and it's all over. I'd rather not have punted, but there was a big play that we're fixing to see later here on that where Tony Jones breaks off an option play on third down. But again, good win. TCU battled, stayed in the ball game, competed extremely hard. Good win for us to get to 3-1.
You mentioned the fact that Tony Jones brings so much to the table, and indeed he does. We're going to look at one big play when he goes on a 3rd and 14. Cowboys were going to give up the ball if they didn't make this first down play, and here he comes.
We're going to see it a couple of times here. Like Tom said, it was 3rd and 14. We run the option play, and Tony jumps up inside. There's some things that technically he didn't do exactly like you would want him to, but again, he's got a good burst. He can explode up the field. Good run. Certain things seem to happen pretty natural for him. Composure, certainly he's got run ability, but that was a real big play, the one we saw.
It was the Cowboys now 3-1. Nebraska's in town Thursday night. We're going to take a look at the Big 8 opener when we return to the Pat Jones Show. Well, the Cowboys open up Big 8 conference play Thursday night against Nebraska, short work week.
Well, it does, Tom. The things that we're presented with here is that we have not had one of these Thursday night games really on this type of timetable. We had one back in '86, but it was actually late in the season. We had longer to prepare. The players now will not have a day off. Classically, we take Sundays as the players' day off. Now we're going to take it at the end of the week, so we've got to go out and do a few things on Sunday. We want to do everything we can, certainly to make sure we have fresh legs, so we'll cut down practice times. Nebraska has had an open date, so they've got the advantage, certainly, as far as being able to be rested. Calvin Jones, the great tailback, is apparently going to be healthy, you would think. Nebraska is unbeaten coming in here, so how we handle the short week, how we handle the preparation as coaches and as players is going to be very, very crucial. Now, again, we're playing at home. Where we've been pretty good. We've still got that streak intact. The national television part of it, I don't think really has a great deal to do with it other than exposure for the university and a little bit of exposure for the program. I just don't want guys acting a fool on national television. But that part of it for the players, I don't know if that's much of a factor. I think the key thing here is how we handle the short preparation time.
Well, again, a lot of excitement around Lewis Field Thursday night, and that brings in a lot of the a lot of enthusiasm for these next 3 days. That'll carry you through adrenaline, I'm sure.
Well, I would think so. And I think it's important that we have a good large crowd, which we should. Now, on the same hand, whether they get in there on Thursday night, I don't know.
Well, again, be on hand Thursday night. Tickets are available for the game, Oklahoma State, Nebraska, as we open up Big 8 conference play. We'll see you again next week. We'll have a look at that game and look ahead to the Cowboys' next game on the road against Missouri. For Pat Jones, Oklahoma State University, I'm Tom Dirato. See you next week.